Hi everybody, welcome to the Nationwide Spotlight live chat brought to you by Nationwide Insurance. I'm Ralph Sheen, and today, as you can see, we've got two guests in our studio here today. We've got the Daytona 500 champion, Trevor Bayne, joining us, and our current Nationwide Series points leader, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. with us as well. And you can tell it's a big day here for one reason, not because we got two big-time race car drivers, but the size of the entourage that they brought with them. Normally when I'm down here doing this, it's just me, a camera guy, and my guest. And today I got two camera guys, two guests, and a whole bunch of other guys that came with you. So it's a pretty big time down here today.
Yeah, we actually had to pay these guys to hang out with us so to look like we have friends.
That's it? You got to build up your crew that
way?
Exactly. All right, so who brought the most guys? Was it you
Trevor,
or Ricky?
Trevor always brings the most.
I came with two. Corey Wynn and Kevin Woods. So, you know, I got my bodyguard over there. He hates to be called a bodyguard, but he's ripped. So you know, that's
so you're running in an actual pack now.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, my wolf pack increased.
Yeah. So Saturday, before the Daytona 500, your crew was how big?
Let's see. Me and Stenhouse, maybe, I think. I don't know.
I think
so Sunday evening, it got a little bit bigger.
It did. It grew a little bit. But I had a few of my friends down at Daytona with me and my family and all that. So they're hanging out before, and now they decided to stick around. So.
Okay. How does it change for a points leader?
It doesn't change that much. I've had my normal weeks since we took the points lead at California, and yeah, it hasn't changed too much for me.
I think if you're the points leader at the end of the last race, that's when
it changes.
Okay, good. Well, obviously you can go to NASCAR.com where you already are and send in your questions like PK did from Philly, who wants to know, how do you guys keep the rivalry that you have friendly?
That's tough. We actually talked about it after California. We raced really hard at California, probably a little too hard, but we raced clean. We trust each other, you know, on the racetrack. So you know, when we do race each other that hard, we're okay with it. But we definitely we're talking about we probably need to calm that down a little bit on the racetrack just to make sure that we don't do anything and get each other in trouble.
And we know we got to go to Bible study with each other on Saturday morning, so that's going to keep us accountable. If we make each other too mad, we got that to calm us back down a little bit.
Is it easier to have a rivalry like that when it's somebody you know, and is it because you look forward to racing each other hard that way, not because you dislike each other?
I would definitely say so. I mean, we were friends before I ever made it to Roush Fenway, and I think that's helped me kind of in my transition, but you know, we've always been competitive, but it's been a friendly, like, you know, kind of like an indoor karting or something. Like you go out with your buddies and you race hard, but you're laughing the whole time or having a good time with it. So, you know, you can have fun. And us being teammates has been really cool, too. But I would definitely say we're the most competitive that are still able to be friends.
Now, is it the fact that you have to face Jack that keeps you keeping that rivalry somewhat intact? Because you know if you tear equipment up, he's all over you.
I think he makes it worse. He's always
he definitely
got to beat him, right?
He definitely wants us to beat each other, and he lets us know that. So we try really hard on the racetrack.
Now, he doesn't come across as the kind of guy that's a rah-rah speech kind of guy. So how does he motivate guys?
He likes to talk a little bit more than most people think, actually.
Really?
I don't know if it's like a speech like I don't know if he's Abraham Lincoln over here giving a speech, but he likes to talk and get involved. So he's probably the most involved owner I've ever had. And every team meeting, he's in it, you know, and he's talking. And you know, like last week, he's like, "You going to win a race soon?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I hope so." And he asked Ricky, and Ricky's like, "Yes, sir." He said, "Well, you know, you got to beat him to win a race, you know." And so he builds it up. He does. I mean, he tries to keep us going, for sure.
So what you're saying is Jack Roush actually talks a little smack. He's a bit of a trash talker
for sure.
You guys.
He does.
For sure.
Yeah?
He does it in a smart way, though. Like he's I feel like sometimes you gotta think into what he's saying sometimes.
You kind of have to have an MBA to understand how he just talked trash to you. Is that the deal?
Exactly.
Sometimes.
All right, we got another one in here from Rubbins Racing. He says, Ricky, how does it feel to have the Daytona 500 winner running in your series?
I think it's cool. I think it was good for our series.
Don't lie
to him, Ricky. That'd have been cool if it was me. No, but no, it's been cool ever since Trevor won. It's cool because it's worn him out a little bit, and I think it's made him a little less
vulnerable.
Did
you hear the whatever over here?
It's worn him out a little bit, so I think he's a little tired when he gets on the racetrack, so it's good.
Well, now, you said to me last time you and I were chatting that your schedule has gotten to be pretty hectic.
It has, but it's backed off a little bit. You know, I mean, it's definitely calming down some since, you know, the first month was intense. It was crazy, and now I've actually had a couple days, and you know, I don't think it's ever affected me on the track. I would never go that far, but you know, it's running 2 series. It definitely takes a lot more energy, and you know, you're not able to spend as much time with your crew after practice, kind of downloading and getting all the right information. So that might have made a little bit difference running both series, going back and forth to practice and to qualify and to race. But I'm getting double track time, so I think it's helping me as a driver. You know, in the long run, it's going to make us better, getting that more seat time. But you know, the Nationwide Series has been awesome this year. The competition's tough, and I think you're seeing some guys be competitive that you didn't expect, and some of the guys you expected to be competitive not as competitive. So, you know, it's kind of mixed up a little bit, but hopefully our program will stay on top because it's been really solid so far this year.
Cool. Maxine Donahoe wants to know, Trevor, how happy are you with Ford products, and any word on sponsorship?
Yeah, I love Fords. I mean, I got to start driving them on the street. As soon as I came to their house, they gave me a F-150, and I drove it around, and hopefully I'm going to get a Raptor soon. Ricky got a Mustang last year for winning Rookie of the Year, so, you know, we're going to try not to tear up the streets too hard. But, you know, Ford products are great, and on the racetrack, they've been incredible this year. The FR9 engines are really solid. The new Mustangs have run awesome in Nationwide, and then the Fusions on the Cup side have been fast. Carl has won a lot of races. We won a race. You know, I think the top 3 were Fords at Daytona. So Fords are definitely on their game right now.
Now, did you get a Roush Mustang? Or?
Got a Roush Mustang.
Really?
Yeah. Jack,
Total?
Jack got, it's the stage 2.
Of what, 4? They have 4 stages?
3.
3,
okay.
okay.
But it's black. It's got a flat black stripe on it. It's pretty sweet.
Nice.
I don't have too many miles on it yet.
No? All right. Kyle Green wants to know, what got you guys interested in NASCAR? Was it something that came at an early age, or was it something that came later in your life? Because you're an old sprint car guy.
I am a sprint car guy.
Dirt slinger.
I just kind of wanted to race for a living. You know, I watched NASCAR and didn't really know a ton about it, but you know, whatever series I was in at the time is kind of what I focused on. You know, and so I ran go-kart, sprint cars, and just so happens I got the opportunity to come do this, and I'm having a lot of fun at it. It's hard work though, that's for sure.
Yeah. How about you, Drew?
It's weird because we actually used to race against each other in go-karts, and we never talked or really knew each other then, but we did used to battle it out every now and then. So I started in karts when I was 5 years old, and then I remember sitting around like this tree in the shade or something. We were all like 6 or 7 years old, and there was like 4 of us sitting there, and we're all like, I want to be a race car driver. And then finally it gets to the last kid, and he's like, I want to play hockey. And we're like, what are you talking about? You know, racing was all we knew.
Yeah.
And so that's just been my dream. I mean, my grandfather used to race at Greenville Pickens, and then my mom's dad used to race tunnel boats. So I think speed's kind of been in the family a little bit, and it definitely got in my bloodline.
So you got an F1 tunnel boat racer in your family, huh?
I do, yeah.
Really?
Speedboat, yeah.
Wow, that's pretty cool. All right. Well, Trevor, Crystal Morris says, I'm a huge fan, and you're her hometown driver. I don't know if you know Crystal, but you're apparently from the same town. And she wants to know, what is your strategy for the upcoming race?
Stay off the walls.
Yeah,
that's
a
the
good
first
one.
thing. You know, you just learn how to make it to the end of the race, and you can be competitive at the end. These races are long enough to make adjustments that you can be fast by the end of the race, even if you're struggling at the beginning. I mean, you look at Kevin Harvick at Martinsville last weekend, and he was not very good at it for a little while, and then he adjusted and got better. So I think that's kind of my goal, and you know, I'd love to still get that first win. Nobody's won the Mustang yet, so we all want to be the first one to claim that.
Gotcha. Well, if you're just joining us on our live Nationwide Spotlight live chat, Ralph Shaheen with Trevor Bayne and Ricky Stenhouse Jr., we're chatting along here, and you can put in your question just like Bernard Klee did, and he would like to know, Trevor, from which driver in the Cup Series can you get a lot of help and input?
I've leaned on Carl Edwards a lot, and then I've leaned on Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson also. I mean, I've had 3 guys that have really helped me a ton. Michael McDowell's a good friend of mine who was, you know, running Cup for a while at MWR, so he helps me in a lot of things, keeping focused and making sure I do all the right things. Max Pappas has actually been big here lately. He's a great guy.
He is a good guy.
And, you know, I never really talked to him, and I talked to him maybe once or twice at a test or something, and he made me a steering wheel, a Momo steering wheel from winning the 500 that was all stitched, and I went to his office, and we spent like an hour, and he's just a great guy. So there's a lot of people that are willing to help in the series.
If you need a tie, he's your guy.
He's a tie guy?
His family back in Italy makes ties.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
See?
Now I can be looking spiffy.
Then you can tell him, hey, I need a tie. Okay, I hook you up. Ricky, Austin Roper wants to know, do you think you will run a Cup race this year?
I have no idea. I think we need Jack in here to ask that question. Yeah, it'd be cool. I'd like the opportunity to do it, but right now our focus is the nationwide car and the nationwide championship. You know, we're off to a good start, and you know, I don't really want to focus on anything but the nationwide series right now. And you know, if we keep running as well as we are, you know, hopefully at the end of the year we'll have an opportunity to run a couple.
Gotcha. James comes up out of Florida, and he wants to know about that little piece of jewelry you're sporting
This
over
one
there.
right here?
Yeah,
Nice,
What's
your
he
big
talking
old
about, my
Daytona. Yeah, you were like
bracelets?
about this, I
these?
think, right?
Yeah, gotcha.
That is the Daytona 500 championship winning ring, is it not?
This is, man, and it's neat. I've worn it almost every day since then. You know, I think most people put them in like a glass case and put them up, but I want to rock this thing. I mean, why not, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You got to sport. Now, what I wanted to know, Ricky, about the ring, and I was going to bring this up, is obviously you guys go out to dinner or lunch or whatever when you're on the track. Does he go like, hey, could you pass me the salt over there?
Actually, we tried that.
Is there something on my face? Does he do that to you?
He doesn't do it to me, but we actually tried to use it to get a bowling lane, I think, when we were in Knoxville.
Really?
We did.
And it didn't work.
Didn't work.
No, we
work.
didn't even get a lane the whole night.
Yeah, we went to 2 different bowling alleys.
No kidding.
But we did have on afros and mustaches and like all kinds of cool stuff when we were all like we were in disguise, but it was a
Going
little bit too much
incognito?
disguise.
So what's the best thing it's helped you get?
Huh.
It probably
has
gets you
it
into
helped
the
you
race.
pull
A lot
rank?
more free stuff, that's for
Yeah?
sure. It's like everybody wants to give you stuff. And you're like, sweet. You know, like
Nice.
the first week after the 500, I ate free everywhere I went, so it was cool.
Has that stopped?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it's
Little?
calmed down. I think they're mad at me for not. They probably picked me in the polls
Yeah.
after that. and
Yeah,
now they're
it is not
disappointed,
helping.
so.
You're not scoring points in the
Not
fantasy
right
leagues?
now. Not right now.
Okay. Is
Maybe
he,
in nationwide though. Our
Well,
nationwide
yeah.
car has been good.
yeah, it
so
has been. Is
that's
he
been-
sharing the free stuff or
No, sir.
nothing?
I try.
You try. Yeah, we'll see. Brian out of Auburn would like to know, Trevor, tell us about the days following the Daytona 500. How absolutely crazy it was. Because, you know, a lot of the guys probably went down there with the suit pack thinking I might need it and all that. Did you do that?
We actually joked around about that. We had a little media dinner before the race, and you know, all the people were like, "Oh, you got your suitcase ready?" I'm like, "What are they talking about?" I don't even think NASCAR sent me the letter about packing clothes because they weren't, you know, they didn't expect that at all.
Jeff Gordon,
Yeah,
Kevin
yeah.
Harvick, Trevor Bayne.
Right,
That's
skip him. We'll go to the next one.
Save the stamp. Yeah.
But I hear a lot of people don't pack their bags anyways because it's bad luck or something. So I don't know. But yeah, I didn't have anything. I just had to wash all my clothes. My parents actually washed my clothes till like 4 o'clock in the morning, and then I took them with me to New York. Or not
That's
New
great.
York, to Connecticut and all over the place.
And the highlight of those crazy days was?
I don't know if it was talking to Tim Tebow or Joe Biden. It was one of those two. I don't know. That was pretty neat. The vice president and then Tim Tebow. That was cool.
That's
And doing the
pretty cool.
Lopez show and all that.
Yeah. Nice. Kyle would like to know, what was going through your mind, Trevor, when you crossed the finish line to win the Daytona 500 the day after your birthday?
It was crazy. I was just thinking about how mad Ricky was going to be at me for making him ride home by himself because we were supposed to road trip back, you know. As soon as I crossed the finish line, I'm like, sorry, Ricky. No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. But, no, I mean, it was crazy. I didn't know what to think. I didn't know whether I should believe it or if I was dreaming or what. So it was just unreal. I mean, I can't describe it.
So how'd you get home?
I ended up jumping on the airplane. I told Trevor, I was like, hey, your buddy's going to have to drive your truck home that came down because I'm going to get back.
Yeah.
It was gonna be a fun road trip on the way back if Trevor, you know, didn't have to fly everywhere. We were gonna have a lot of fun.
Yeah. So you have to make up for it now?
We're
What do you guys
we're
usually
gonna
do
go on
that?
some road trips. So,
Yeah? What do we got planned?
Darlington, I think, is a for sure one.
Yeah, we'll do
And
that.
what are you going to do? Because there
just-
ain't a
we
whole
just-
lot between here and Florida.
We just like
we
to
did
drive
Darlington
and-
last year.
Yeah.
Just driving, man.
Really? No.
Believe it or not, we actually like to drive.
Well, I was going to say, so now you got two world-class race car drivers sharing the ride together. How do you flip for who's going to drive? How do you
I
figure that
normally
out?
drive.
Really?
Yeah, he drives. He won't let me. Probably because my truck's normally
He's
a
seen
disaster.
he's seen your work?
Yeah. No, probably because my truck's always,
always
a
take mine.
disaster. So he's like, man, my truck's clean. Let's go.
Okay, I got you. Okay.